Good evening and welcome to our webinar on being an induction tutor. This is for anybody who is joining us on our ECF programme with ambition, but also anyone who is joining us for our appropriate body services. And we know you might be the same people. Some of us have just got appropriate body services. Some of you will just have ECF. Many of you have got both. If there is anything really specific to ambition, don't worry, we'll absolutely point it out. This is for everybody who has got a new ECT this year and is working with us in some capacity. This is the agenda, just the welcome and introductions, the role of the induction tutor. Sometimes they're called induction coordinators, but it's the same person. ECT Manager and key dates. The key set of tasks that you'll have to do as an induction tutor, an overview of the ambition conferences and any next steps. So this is us. This is Leicestershire and Rutland Teaching School Hub, and we believe that every teacher can be truly great at what they do. So our motto is be great, be fantastic at what you do, at what you're passionate about, and you will have a massive impact in the classroom. And our mission to achieve this is that educators at every level know how and what to achieve through the hub to be great. Then teachers can learn, develop and thrive with us. And we've got educators sort of at every level represented from induction tutors, because we've got you who are overseeing the mentors, and then obviously the ECTs themselves. So it's really important for us that everyone knows what to access through us and how we can support you to make sure your mentors and your ECTs have a really successful year. I'm just going to run through some really key terminology. This year there has been sort of an acronym avalanche, and there has been lots and lots of new terms. So this is what I'm talking about if I accidentally slip into an acronym. But please forgive me, I will try to make sure I say the full words. So the ECF is the Early Career Framework, and that is the new framework that any brand new teacher starting in September is on, and they will be on that for 2 years to support them develop in their induction period. That teacher is called an ECT, an early career teacher. They were previously called NQTs, newly qualified teacher, and they've just swapped the acronyms. If you're thinking ECT, we're just talking about what an NQT previously was. Your delivery partner is us, so anybody working to deliver the ECF. So it might be us, and we are working with Ambition Institute. It might be Leicester and Leicestershire Teaching School Hub, who are working with Teach First to deliver the Early Career Framework. It might be a delivery partner on their own, or it might be somebody else, but whoever's delivering your Early Career Framework is your delivery partner. Your Early Career Framework lead is whoever the person is that's responsible for the complete programme. In the Leicestershire and Rutland Teaching School Hub, that's me. So any real issues around your Early Career Framework, please do come to me. Your visiting fellows are just simply people who are delivering the course. They're not called visiting fellows for everybody. Ambition Institute call them visiting fellows. They might be deliverers, facilitators, that type of thing. But any of the really fantastic staff that all of the programs offer who are delivering the training. Induction coordinators are hopefully you guys, so people who oversee the training of the ECTs. The mentors will have a more one-to-one regular role with the ECTs, and they will be having those regular meetings and catch-ups. So I'll try and stay away from the acronyms, but please forgive me if I slip into them. So we offer both AB, Appropriate Body, and ECF, Early Career Framework, but they are different. So the Appropriate Body is the assessment against the teacher standards. That is the same as what it's always been. The head teacher makes a recommendation for your early career teacher to be awarded the full status of teachers, but this time it's after 2 years of the induction. It is statutory, and we will completely support any teachers failing to meet the teacher standards. Or if you've got any issues or concerns with your teacher's performance, then come to the appropriate body. That is the assessment of the teacher. The early career framework is the support for the teacher. So it's the new framework support, and it goes up for 2 years. It's not an assessment tool. It just provides that support and structure of the 2 years and the training. It's linked to the teacher standards, but it's not an assessment against the teacher standards like you will submit to your appropriate body. And you don't have to be the same person. Like I said at the beginning, you might be with us for ECF, but not with us for AB. You might be with us for AB, but not with us for ECF. That's absolutely fine. So, the role of the induction tutor. Many of you will have already been an induction tutor or overseen ITT or NQTs in the past. The role hasn't changed. It is still your responsibility to support the registration or onboarding of ECTs and mentors or whatever program they're on, to promote the engagement with the ECF within the school, and that might just be saying, oh, NQTs are now called ECTs, and to monitor that engagement. So make sure your teachers and your mentors are engaging with their content, they're going to their sessions, they're turning up at their conferences, they're setting those action steps, and to hold them accountable for that. If they're not, and there's any issues, then you are the person who will liaise with your appropriate body. So these are the profiles of the two people. Some people are both, but most people have an overseer, induction coordinator or induction tutor, and then a mentor who deals one-on-one with each ECT. So the mentor is going to be really experienced, practicing classroom teacher, keen, and really has that capacity, I think is the key thing, to support and develop your teachers, and they will directly be supporting them on a weekly basis. Induction coordinators or induction tutors are normally a member of the leadership team, and you're the main point of contact. You really oversee the running of the ECTs in your school, making sure they're making progress and that their mentors are doing everything that they need to support them. However, the role of the mentor and the induction tutor doesn't really start and finish with the ECF. The ECF is an absolutely brilliant framework. I've seen ambitions stuff, I've seen a bit of Teach First stuff. It is fantastic, but is not the be all and end all of your new teachers training in your school. There's lots of things that will be very specific to your setting that you'll still need to ensure that your ECTs have had access to. Things like school safeguarding training. Have they met with the SENCO? Do they know what to do on a fire drill? Have they had the key dates? Do they know when they're supposed to turn up dressed like Alice in Wonderland? Do they know who's the best people in your school to practice with, or who can they observe, which really great teaching? That still falls under your remit and isn't covered in the ECF because it is very context specific. So it's really up to you to make sure the mentors know that, and then you're sort of drip feeding that information as it comes. For example, if there's a parents' evening, have they had a bit of a practice run through? Have they done a practice phone call home? So they know how that works, that type of thing. So these are the key set of tasks that you'll need to have completed before your ECT is really fully on your ECF program or fully on your appropriate body. The first thing you need to do is you need to log in to ECT Manager. ECT Manager, if you have worked with NQTs in the past, is the very creatively rebranded name for NQT Manager. It's the system where you upload the reports every term to make sure they're on track to pass those teacher standards for the appropriate body. So there's two ways to do it. The first way is to go through Leicestershire and Rutland Teaching School Hub's website. The web address is up there. On the right hand side there's a massive green button, it says ECT Manager. You click on that, it will bring you directly to the Leicestershire and Rutland ECT Manager page and you can log in. Alternatively, you can go to www.ectmanager.com and scroll all the way down until you find us, our logo, and just click on that. Again, that'll log you in, but it is much quicker if you just go through our website. Once you are there, there are tons of help and support. So to get the support, you just need to go to the login page, click the help and support button in the corner, click on user manuals, and then you are the brown user manual for Induction Tutors, and that's got everything you might need to know when you're supporting your ECT or mentors on ECT Manager. There's also one for ECTs and one for tutors. Tutors are called mentors on ECT Manager. I'm sorry for the confusion there, but you are the induction lead and the tutor is the mentor, and the ECT, thankfully, is still the ECT. First thing you'll need to do is register your ECTs and your mentors. Again, they're called tutors. It's dead simple. You just click on your NQTs. They haven't yet updated that. It'll say ECTs soon, hopefully. Register your NQT and then just fill in their details. Exactly the same thing for the mentors. You click on tutors, register your tutor, and then you can register who they are. So for your ECTs, there is a deadline to write a report just exactly the same as you would have done with your NQTs in the past. We've set a window to open those. So you have on the first one, the 1st of November to the 1st of December to submit your report, to get your head teacher to sign it off to say, yes, this ECT is meeting the teacher standards. Then we'll review it and send it off to the TRA. If there is anything that you need support with or anything that's flagged, we'll then come back to you, but you are very welcome to come to us with any questions at all. So they are the final deadlines for this year. Obviously next year your ECTs will be ECT2s and we'll have 3 more deadlines. So this is what induction coordinators need to be doing on Steplab now, and this is specific to Ambition Institute, but I think Teach First are also using Steplab, so I would double check. So assign coaching relationships between your mentor and early career teachers, review the term dates, sign off any action strands if you want to change them. Familiar yourself with Steplab. It's dead easy, but just have a play around with it and really support the programme to be embedded in the wider school. On your bulletin in the 1st of September, you will have an attachment that is ECT Manager and Steplab how-tos. It's screenshots about how to do all of those things. So do have a look for your bulletin. It might have gone to your junk, so double check. But if not, and you can't find it, let us know and we can send all the details back out. It's dead easy, but we've broken it down for you just to give you that extra support. And this is what your mentors and ECTs need to do. So your mentors and ECTs need to access the pre and post conference things on Steplab, make sure that you've got the contracting in place, which is just how they're going to work together. Mentors and ECTs will sit down, they will contract how they will work, when they will do their observations and their drop-ins, what the instructional coaching will look like, and just have a conversation at the start to just lay everything out, plan the year, and that's called contracting. It sounds a little bit scary, but it's just really planning and making sure that it's all down and everyone knows what everyone's doing. Your mentors will be dropping in. I'm sure you'll be dropping in just to see how your ECTs are settling in, how they're doing, how their classes are responding to them. and everything for the early career teachers are already set up on Steplab. If your early career teacher is coming to an Ambition conference with the Leicestershire and Rutland Teaching School Hub, they need to bring an upcoming lesson plan. So if you can just remind your mentors and ECTs, we'll send an email out, but they need to bring an upcoming lesson plan so they can take part in the planning session. This part is specific to Ambition Institute. I will just quickly go through the weekly structure and what's happening in the conferences, but it won't be too much. So this is the weekly sequence for teachers and mentors. So the teacher will have the study that is all on Steplab. They access the video, watch it, read the evidence summary, and then do a quick quiz or reflection. The mentor is then going to observe your ECT. It doesn't have to be a full observation at all. We suggest 15 to 20 minutes drop in each week to pick the feedback steps, which is then followed by a 45-minute instructional coaching conversation. It can be straight after the lesson, or it can be in any time in that week. The 45 minutes doesn't have to take place in teaching time. Lots of schools have tried to schedule their mentors and ECTs together. However, completely understand that you want and need your mentors and your ECTs to be in front of those children as much as possible. So if those 45 minutes happen after school, that is absolutely fine. The teacher will then go back and try and embed those new really tiny target steps, and then it'll all start over again the next week. So this is the ECT Conference. They'll come into a programme overview, the power of effective teaching, so not good or outstanding, but just what is really effective, what makes children learn. Then, this is my favourite bit, a bit of a geek, but the science of learning, so what is memory, what is learning, what is forgetting. They look at the forgetting curve and chunking and things like that in memory, like is it a thing, is it not a thing, and really go through those myths. So that's really exciting. Then they're going to look at the habits of planning and how the science of learning can impact on their planning, so they can make sure that they're building their children's knowledge over time. And that's when they need the plan. And then finally, they will have the reflection. The mentor conference is very similar. So they will look generally at the early career framework. Then they'll look at how people learn. So what's the best way that they can get that knowledge in really incremental steps to their ECT to make the most out of their progress. Have a look at the early careers teachers program. And then there's a really big chunk in the afternoon in instructional coaching. The instructional coaching is absolutely fantastic and completely key to the Ambition and many other programs for the ECTs. So it'll be really great for the mentors to have a real chunk of time to get their head around instructional coaching, practice the practice, feel less awkward doing pretend telling off or pretend threshold or pretend questioning with invisible children, and then there will be a reflection and planning session. So these are your next steps. In July and September you'll have registered. Make sure you've registered them with the DFE as well as with us. You will then complete all the onboarding, make sure everyone is on Steplab or My Ambition and ECT Manager. And then in September, sort of from now, ensure that they are all registered, that they've all signed up for a conference, and that they all know what they're doing with whoever your provider is for their ECF. Any questions, if you're with us for ECF or AB, please do let us know. Honestly, no question is too small. And that is it. So the last thing I'm going to say is we are really passionate about great teachers being in schools and celebrating great teachers. Sometimes it can feel like teaching is you're always being told change this a little bit, do this a little bit more, But actually, on the whole, teachers are just amazing and great, and we don't celebrate that enough. So it is our mission this year, and you can probably hear my children from the school leaving. I'm really sorry about that. It's the mission this year to celebrate great teachers and great schools. So if you know a great teacher or if you know a great school, please let us know, email us, tweet us. We want to celebrate that. We want to get it out on social media. We want to get it out in our bulletins. We want to celebrate the great things that you're doing. So please do let us know if you know a great teacher or if you're in a great school. Thank you.